3, 2, 1.
That is it.
And your winner, the Dark Knight Gil.
I came on the scene. I was a super fan. I was watching every match from the sidelines, not a part of the league, continuously wanting and trying to figure out how I can prove myself and prove my worth. I finally entered, and I said in that match that I am here for the gold.
And your winners and the new Duos Film Trivia Clash Champions of the World!
The winner of the Season 3 Singles Film Trivia Tournament.
I've been enjoying this baby right here.
Mr. Paper Champion,
Highway Robert.
Someone has to put this rookie in his place.
Who the fuck was that guy?
Keeping it cold, for anybody who wants to try and take it away from me and, fail.
I'm waiting for it. I have reinvented myself as a player since my downfall at the end of Season 2.
I told you guys, you needed to be better. That was not being better.
I think that you, Gil, are one of the hardest working players in the league.
It's gonna hit even more in a little bit.
Truth here comes from within.
You take that belt from Nazario.
It's the end for you guys. You went as far as you were able to go.
I'll see you soon, Mr. VHS.
I'm like here, and you're all like here.
You just...
I told you I was gonna come here to take over this
Welcome to Movie Trivia Under the Lights. Uno, dos, tres, wow! Welcome everyone to the League of Cinephiles for our Season 3 finale. I'm your host, Alex Ulmer. Joined by me today, I have the great Hunter Friesen, and to the bottom of us is the OBJ of the League of Cinephiles, Ryan Cam. Guys, it is an honor and a privilege to be joined by you two to bring you all, again, the Season 3 finale of the League of Cinephiles featuring the Singles Film Trivia Clash Champion, Nazario Montenegro, against the winner of the Season 3 Singles Film Trivia Clash Tournament, the Dark Knight Gil. Guys, you're here, you're ready. The season has gone on long enough, over 12 months now. We've had a lot of matches. We've had a lot of competitors enter and leave the arena. How excited are you to get to this final one, pitting our champion, who isn't really beloved, against a very beloved, the Dark Knight?
I mean, it's crazy we've been here doing this season for this long. I mean, it's a real mental memory game to remember who was here and who was there. But what really matters is who is right here, right now. And I love that we have two super different competitors, like you just said, the Nazario, who's not been that long in the league that long in terms of just matches played and everything, but he's been super successful, as you can see by his having the belt. And then obviously Gil, who's been here quite a bit longer, has played a lot of matches. He's the grit and grind guy of this league. He just went through the tournament. So it's nice to see two very different players at the final stage, and I'd love to see who actually comes out on top here.
Like I said, two different players. This is the championship match. I have been, what's the word to use? Suggested to remain neutral and objective during this discussion, so I shall do so. But let's talk about the champion, Nazario Montenegro. He is absolutely the champion. Hasn't been around much. And, well, that has been a point of contention, probably as popular as, probably at the least popular champion maybe ever. But it cannot be denied that he is a serious...
anything ever.
ever. Patriots don't care. Yankees, nope, not even comparable.
But he is a serious trivia player, and he is very good at what he does. I keep my ear to the ground on the various trivia leagues. I even play in some of them away from this league. And I can confirm that he is very good at what he does. If this wheel is proof of anything, is that it is very Nazario-centric. He has not been in the ring all that much. Ring rust is very much a real thing, especially in this league. And that could be a difference. It could not. So it's really just all down to what happens in the match itself. But I think really, if it's two polar opposites in terms of who's been in the ring and who hasn't, because Nazario has rested, while the Dark Knight Gil seemingly has not had a break for the past 6-7 months in this entire league, or this entire season.
Yeah, and when you get to his actual stats, again, like you mentioned, only 3 matches played, only 1 proper singles match. Granted, that was against Gal Balaban, who is one of the better players in the league, a top 3 seeded player in the singles tournament. But, Hunter, when you're the numbers guy, you're the calculator, I'm seeing a lot of 1s and 2s on the board.
Yeah, it's definitely the small sample size that does it. But the thing that I really do look at is the first round average, 6.0. Again, from a small sample, but it is, he had that 8 question against Merck when he cashed in there, and he got almost all those right. He got the one against Gall, and then he had that Money in the Bank one, and he was getting questions left, right, and center right. So that 6.0 is a bit of evidence in terms of the actual power he possesses. So, even though the numbers may be a little bit skewed less, I think that one really shows who he is. And that one might be messing with Gil a little bit there when it comes time to actually scoring points.
Yeah, and when you look at that picture round average, obviously 33%, but Hunter, you said it's a small sample size. The Dark Knight, when you get a huge sample size, he only has 30%. It's the round he struggles in the most. So we could be looking at a big match when it comes to actually not a very visual match, a very written match when it comes to our 2 competitors' strengths. But what has the Dark Knight been able to do in the singles tournament that you think has been able to propel him to this point?
Well, since he carries the Dark Knight moniker, I mean, he's in the shadows for a lot of his month. He's in the shadows, and then when you think he's gotten beaten by a question, he jumps out of the shadows and gets it right. When you get in these tournaments, you have to be scoring 20 points at minimum 20 points to win. If we knew when you're playing against like someone like Merck, you might have to score 25 points, which is a lot. And when you're an opponent against Gil and you think he got one wrong, you're like, oh my God, I finally got a question up on him. And then he gets right. That is a mental destruction. He gets a point, but he also basically takes away a lot of your, pride and momentum. So that's part of his strategy that he's been so good at doing.
Ryan?
I mean, like I said, the Dark Knight Gil has just been busy throughout this season. He's basically like Christian Bale from The Prestige. Just when you think he doesn't pull off the illusion, he does. And it's just, he just finds a way to win. He finds a way to pull the rabbit out of the hat. And I feel like that's his biggest strength going into this, because he's gone into matches this season where it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. He's had like a 1 of 1% chance of winning, and yet somehow he has won. I was behind the desk when he won the whole dang tournament, and I could barely even speak when he won. That's how epic it was. So I think it's ironic because he was considered the underdog throughout the entire tournament, and yet he's the favorite here.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing going against him possibly, although he's had a big winning streak, last time we saw him was a loss in the duos for the Trivia Clash Championship a few days ago. So he doesn't have that momentum with him. He doesn't have that belt with him any longer. So the fact that Nazario does, in fact, that the Dark Knight can no longer call himself a champion, might be a bit of a in terms of his mental headspace, might hurt him a bit. But again, he's been in big matches, like Ryan said, left, right, and center. Some crazy stats to bring to you all if you don't believe me. Hunter mentioned the magic number, which is 20, which again, if you're a trivia competitor, 20 points is the magic number when it comes to, wanting to have an extremely quality game from all types of angles. But the Dark Knight, in his last 3 tournament matches, scored exactly 20 points in all 3 of those matches. So he did exactly what he needed to do 3 straight times. In those 3 matches, he played the top 3 seeds in the tournament, upsetting all of them in reverse order from Gall to me to Merc. So, I mean, the guy has no problem going against competitors who might be viewed as larger than him. Number 3, the Dark Knight never missed a final round Clint Eastwood question in the entire tournament. The man is clutched up when he needed to. He doesn't falter, especially with a guy like Nazario who loves to get in his competitors' heads. The Dark Knight Gill is going to be a hard nut to crack. And then the Dark Knight came back from 5-point deficits in his final 2 matches against me and Merc, being down 7 against me and then Merc 5 points against Merc. So the guy, again, like I mentioned, mental headspace. The guy, you can't give up. You can't give in just when you think you're ahead. You got the match won. You can't give in. You got to keep pushing against a player like the Dark Knight. And then finally, perhaps most impressive of all, in singles and duos combined, the Dark Knight has won 7 straight matches and hasn't lost a match in the 2023 calendar year. We're in August, folks. So it is quite impressive what the Dark Knight is doing. And as this is our final match of season 3, we're not coming back until 2024. He has the potential to go undefeated in the entire calendar year. So it's just amazing what this guy has been able to do in his potential comeback player of the season and MVP candidate season.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say he's favored to win comeback player, but it's like when you kept listing it off, I was like, well, they might as well just put him on the MVP ballot. He's going to be up there at the top, especially if he wins here today. And that's quite the narrative you can put together for that case when we do our Eastwood Awards in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a story so inspirational that it might as well be a 2000s Disney sports movie. That's how inspirational it is.
Obviously, the Dark Knight, being Batman himself, a lot of young little girls and boys are looking up to him. A lot of people, like Ryan mentioned earlier, in the league are looking at the Dark Knight as their potential savior in this film. Not the hero we want, but the hero we deserve. I'm pretty sure that's how. Is it the other way around?
Well, we do want him. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's it. And then Nazario on the other side, cackling, laughing, smiling, being as, I'm trying to be objective, but trying to be as annoying as possible in order to kind of get into the head of his competitors, having that real Joker narrative. So it's Ryan mentioned the story. You mentioned Disney. I could mention Christopher Nolan or Matt Reeves. So, it's going to be fun to see what happens nonetheless. But let's stop talking. Let's actually get to the match itself. Ryan, thank you for being here pregame. We'll see you postgame, and enjoy the match.
Thank you. Good luck. To Gil, not to Nazario. I hope you lose.
Remember, folks, he is objective.
And Hunter, before we get started, what can everyone do at home?
Oh, they can hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be updated for every new video. And like this video, you can just like it right now because it's going to be a great one. And make sure to stay up to date. You don't want these matches spoiled for you because these are the end of the season matches. This is what it's all been leading to.
All right, let's get to the challenger. First, the challenger entering the arena with a singles record of 8-3, representing the kitchen. He is one half of the former Duos Film Trivia Clash Champions of the World and the winner of the Season 3 Singles Film Trivia Clash Tournament, the Dark Knight Gill!
Boom. No illusions, no sports movies. This is Matt Reeves, Christopher Nolan, Tim Burton, whatever you want is what I will be. The next champion.
The Dark Knight, you've had quite the year. My voice is quite raspy after having to list all of your accomplishments. But one thing that you haven't done is being able to win that singles belt. How motivated are you to do that today?
I think this whole season, you look at everything that I have done, you look at what I have done with Ryan Payne in the duos realm, but also this tournament that I said in that first match, I was winning the whole thing from number 6, and I toppled 4 incredibly tough opponents to get there. All in matches that made me, very nervous, and I think I've earned it. And it's very ironic because I'm going up against somebody who did not earn that championship. I don't even understand his record. He's played like one singles match. I don't know, but here we are, and here we are to watch his downfall. Let's bring it on.
A lot of words there from the Dark Knight. You know who also likes to talk a lot is the champion himself. Let's get to it. And his opponents, representing the Washers, with a singles record of 2-1, he is the reigning undisputed singles film trivia Clash champion of the world, Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro. Nazario, how are we feeling today?
A little bit hungry. I probably should have eaten my lunch before doing this, but I didn't.
We should have talked about that pregame, Hunter.
I mean, it could be an important aspect.
Nazario, you're a singles champion. You're not very popular within the league. To be quite blunt, you're pretty hated within the audience circles and behind the scenes within our actual league competitors. Does that get under your skin, or do you feel the weight of that title, or does it not bother you?
I do feel the weight of this title. It is 5 pounds, I think, because you made a good, sturdy belt. About the hate and the love, I'm surprised. I'm a lovable guy. I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. How can people hate me?
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man did try to destroy New York City, so let's not glorify him.
That is
Nazario, any words to your opponent, the Dark Knight? You saw his run in the tournament. Are you nervous?
I didn't watch his run in the tournament because, to be fair, I thought it was going to be Merck, the one who was sitting here next to me. So I assume Merck was like injured or ill, or maybe he didn't sleep well before that match, because I don't understand how this guy is here. Other than that, don't you have to be protecting Gotham or something?
That's what my buddy Nightwing is for. He's doing that right now.
Ooh, bit of a tease for season 4, eh? But Dark Knight, any words to Mr. Montenegro, the singles champ, before we get to the match?
No, nothing, not really. You didn't earn that, and I do think you predicted me to win though. So I'm confused what you're giving mixed signals, Mr. VHS.
All right, guys, the tension is palpable. The season 3 finale. This is all what it's built up.
We got 8 questions in round 1, 15 seconds per question. Competitors must write down their answers legibly and completely. You will get 1 point for each correct answer, and you will have 3 repeats and 1 challenge used over the entire course of the match. So be on top of the ball in terms of remembering that. And if you go perfect in the first round, you will get the honorary Helmer bonus question for the potential 9th point.
So, the Dark Knight, the challenger, are you ready?
Always.
Nazario, our singles champion, are you ready?
Kind of.
Well, folks, for the final time this season, let's get ready to clash! Hunter, take us away for question number 1.
All right. It's Christopher Nolan's first film, Following, was released in what year? Kind of, we mentioned Christopher Nolan in the beginning of this.
Might be a big icon for one of these competitors. Not sure about the other. 3, 2, 1. That's time.
All right. Let's start with the champion, Mr. VHS.
98?
It's 1998. And Gil, what do you have?
I almost put that. I put 1999.
We can only give the point to one competitor, and that is Mr. VHS. It was 1998. So,
You mentioned Christopher Nolan. Big blow there for Dark Knight. Sorry, with a big gain. First blood has been struck. Question number 2. Which musical was originally made into a film in 1988 and then remade in 2007? is it just me, Hunter? But I am. Maybe it's because I just ran up my stairs. But I'm sweating here. I can feel the tension.
I mean, it's definitely we built it up, and these competitors have shown their feelings toward each other as well.
3, 2, 1. That's time. Dark Knight.
I believe it's Hairspray.
Nazario.
Hairspray.
Both get a point. One remains perfect, though. Nazario retains the lead. 2-1.
All right. Question number 3. The title character played by Julianne Moore is diagnosed with what disease in the Oscar-winning film Still Alice?
You've seen a lot of Oscar movies. Have you seen this one, Hunter?
I have not seen this one though, so it's in the gap. I'm doing
random type of movie. I don't know.
Well, it's because it was just for her. Is the only reason it was in contention. So
3, 2, 1. That's time.
Let's start with Mr. VHS on that one.
I didn't watch this movie. I'm gonna guess Alzheimer's.
He says Alzheimer's. And Gil, what do you say?
Alzheimer's.
They are both correct in saying Alzheimer's. Yes, Nazario, you keep your perfect round. Gil, only 1 point back though, so keeping it going here.
4th question. What animated film tells the story of Naufel, a young man who is in love with Gabrielle, while in another part of town, a severed hand escapes from a dissection lab, determined to find its body? No.
What a speed reading competition right there.
Is a straight up O sound that it
An
is.
animated question within his already match.
3, 2, 1. That's time. Let's get it. Nazario himself.
I have no clue.
The Dark Knight.
Let's tie this thing up. I lost my body.
It is I Lost My Body. The Dark Knight ties it up. Momentum has shifted a bit. Still tie game, Hunter.
He now has lost his deficit, and they're tied up in the question number 5. Who directed Ryan Gosling in the films Blue Valentine and The Place Beyond the Pines?
Ryan Gosling in the news a lot right now. Hunter.
I mean,
For good reasons, obviously.
For good reasons, obviously, yes. So, and he was great in both these movies.
3, 2, 1. That's time.
Let's start with Gil after he got that last question right.
I have no idea how to pronounce this, but I hope I spelled it right. Derek Cianfrance.
There you go. And Mr. VHS, what do you have?
I know it's not Chris Nolan.
Well, you're both correct in the way you framed your ones, but only one actually gets a points in it. It is Derek Cianfrance, so Gil takes the lead here 4-3. Wow. Already a lead change. Both ways. Both players have had a lead now.
Yeah. 6th question. On the waterfront, Reds and JFK all won what Oscar?
Oh.
I know you love 2 of these films, Hunter. Do you love all 3?
I actually love all 3. I do love
Let's
all 3.
go. Big win for the hosts. Put us on the board.
No doubt. I mean, whoever gets this right will also get the
3,
honorary
2,
Hunter respect
1.
point.
It's time. Let's go down to The Dark Knight.
Adapted screenplay.
Nazario.
Adapt screenplay.
Both are in unison, but both are incorrect. We were looking for best cinematography.
All right.
Would have been nice if they all wanted to adapt a screenplay or original, whatever they were eligible in. They should have. So, moving on to question number 7. Don't worry, my respect point was actually not worth anything, but you did just both lose my respect, though. All right, number 7. Who is Lando Calrissian's co-pilot on the Millennium Falcon during the attack on the new Death Star in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi? Lando's got a lot of co-pilots. No, just
Nazario, can I see hands? Three, 2, 1. That's time.
Let's start with Nazario.
Is it Niep Niep?
And let's go with Gil.
I spelled it completely differently. Nian, no.
Both are correct, even if their spelling's a little different. We knew what they were talking about. I would give them 4. Yes,
it's not
yeah.
We made this ruling in a horror match that recently came out as well. It is a very foreign name, foreign to the point where it's an alien name. So close enough. We'll give it to them.
All right.
If his name was Mark Smith, I would have maybe asked for better spelling, but I don't think Nia Nub is somebody we're really looking forward to. So both get a point there.
Ethan, final question. Which 2 actors are in the lead roles of Professor Bertram Potts and Sugar Puss O'Shea in the 1941 screwball comedy Ball of Fire? I'm such a child inside.
Is this not a Bond movie with that kind of a name?
Clues.
1941 Bond. Yeah, I don't know.
3, 2, 1. That's time.
I don't know.
Dark Knight.
I don't have
a
full answer. No.
Nazario.
James Stewart and Cary Grant.
Who's playing Sugar Puss? You gotta say that. You gotta tell us which one. Which one?
We are looking for Gary Cooper and Barbara Stanwyck.
No. Okay.
So
I'll give you that. Was definitely the hardest question.
Back and forth, but it is a 1-point game, as it was since the first question, but in reverse order. The Dark Knight's winning by 1 point, 5-4.
Very exciting first round there. I'm just already this match is living up to the hype.
Get to round 2.
All right. Well, each player will identify the name of the actor from the picture provided, and there will be 3 pictures for each player. Each question is worth the number of points it is in the sequence. So in theory, it will get harder as they go on. So 1 point for first actor, 2 points for the second, and 3 points for the third, for a total of 6 points possible.
Dark Knight, you're leading. Go first or defer?
I am going to go first.
Okay, so again, Hunter, both these competitors revealed their stats. Not great. Let's see if this is the difference at the end of the day.
You got to exceed expectations if you want to be a champion, so somebody will do it.
Dark Knight for 1 point.
Shelley Duvall. Final answer.
For 1 point, the Dark Knight, 2-point lead. Over to Nazario to keep the game back to a 1-point deficit.
No.
Hunter, you can do the pronunciation here. I know it, but I might get it wrong.
All right, Matthew Amalric. This is the answer we were looking for.
Back to the Dark Knight for his 2-point actor.
Oh. I could be very wrong. I'm torn between 2, actually.
3.
Is that
2,
Michael Chiklis?
Yeah.
That is correct for 2 points. The Dark Knight, 4-point lead. A big get there as we head now back to Nazario for his 2-point actor. Huge one here.
Daryl Hannah.
And that's why he's champion, folks. 2 points, huge there, keeping the game within reach. 6-8 as we head now back to the Dark Knight. I don't know if he's ever gone 3 for 3 in the picture round. You might have to fact check me on that. But here's his 3-point actor.
I will not be going 3 for 3 in the picture round. I do not know.
Looking for Bill Irwin.
No. Okay.
That's Dr. Seuss. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, amongst others. So we head now to Nazario to take the lead.
See, I know who he is. I've seen movies with that guy, but I don't know his name.
Maybe
let's try
3, 2.
Let's try Peter Johnson.
1. Well, I like to give style points, but not today. We were looking for Till Schweiger, Inglourious Bastards alum. Only 1 point change in terms of the deficit. What are we looking at?
Well, I mean, Gil, had a 30% going in, and he got 66% right here. So he doubled his average just in this game right here. So there you go. And that is why he's leading 8-6 going into the third round. So, for all these rules I'm going to read right now, they'll have 4 questions worth of which 2 points each. All those questions correlate to one specific category that will be assigned to them via the Wheel of Truth. If a competitor doesn't like the first category they spin onto, they can choose to spin again. In that case, they must stick to the second category that they get. And in this round, a competitor can choose to go to multiple choice on any of their questions, but if they do, the correct answer will be only worth 1 point. If a competitor guesses a question incorrectly, we will shift over to their opponent to have a chance to steal for that many points. If the original guesser went to multiple choice, the stealer will only be able to get 1 point. And if you land on a wild card slice, well, you could choose to spin again on the. You can choose to spin again. The first spin must stick with the category on the second spin. All right, let's see how well my neck can reach. We got Indiana Jones, Festival of Darlings, Disney, Middle Earth, Star Wars, Coming of Age, Action Adventure, Pixar's, comedies, 1990s, rotten movies, animation, Oscars, and release dates. That's pretty good, actually.
Another point to the hostess. Another point. Nice.
Yeah.
Dark Knight, spin or defer?
VHS, do you want to go first? Or do you want to go second?
I always go first.
Well, too bad. I'm going first.
God damn it.
All right. Dark Knight.
So good. That's so good.
I've never seen Hunter laugh this much in my
I
life.
love that, though.
This is like the finale, folks.
Yeah. Ooh.
Disney.
Do it.
It's a big debate right now.
I can't. I have to spin again.
Seems like the man in the necktie is imploring you to do otherwise, but we'll spin again. As Hunter keeps laughing at the joke from the previous spin.
Don't worry, I'll contain myself by my official duties.
This is huge. Second spin, we land on Pixar.
What's the difference? There's difference. There is a difference, I know, but yeah.
Big game changer. Our second spin got Pixar, possibly one of Nazario's strengths. As we head over to Nazario to see what happens. His spin.
Ooh.
And it happens the other way around this time.
Keep it.
No.
Oh.
Worth a shot.
Festival, darling. Hunter.
You're not helping it. You're not helping your likability.
Second spin. A huge wheel round here. This is what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the wheel of truth or death. Depends on what it is. Wow.
Animation.
What's the difference again? So we're really animated focused today.
So, Nazario, potentially 2 strengths. We mentioned before, Hunter, he's a big animation guy, so this could be in his favor today, I would think. The Dark Knight, we're going to go to you first. Hunter, if it's okay, I will field his questions in the realm of Pixar.
Perfect.
Your first question. What was the first Pixar film to win the Oscar for Best Animated Film?
That would be Monsters, Inc. No?
That is incorrect. Let's get to Nazario for the 2-point steal.
It's Finding Nemo.
Oh my god.
Hunter, a 2-point steal. Sometimes you love to see it, but it seems like the audience is going to hate to see it this time.
No.
Nazario ties the game.
You can thank Shrek for that.
Second question now. The Dark Knight, here you go. Can we get hands as well?
Yeah, sorry.
What is the name of Charles Muntz's blimp in Up?
Multiple choice.
Is there quick? Is it A, Spirit of the Skies, B, Aviation Oasis, C, Spirit of Adventure, or D, Aerial Splendor?
I fucked up on that first question. C.
That is correct for 1 point. But Hunter, it seems like the Dark Knight's getting in his own head a bit. Thinking of that first question of it.
The mask
All
must be
right.
heavy.
Third question. Who voices businessman and superhero fan Winston DeVore in The Incredibles 2? DeVore? Oh, no.
Multiple
Just
choice.
say it confidently.
Is it A, Bob Odenkirk, B, Sean Turturro, C, Steve Zahn, or D, Chris Cooper?
I don't know. I'm torn between two.
3, 2,
Steve Zahn.
1. That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Nazario, 1 point steal.
Is Saul Goodman himself, Bob Odenkirk.
I love the Saul reference. It is Bob Odenkirk himself. Fourth question, the Dark Knight to take the lead. In Brave, what enchanted dessert turns Merida's mom into a bear?
I don't know. I don't like this movie. Multiple choice.
Is it A, pudding, B, pie, C, cookie, or D, a cake?
Do you know?
I might.
Okay. Pudding.
That is incorrect. Nazario for the 1 point steal.
I was messing with him a bit because I also don't love this movie. I don't think it's a cookie. So it's Irish. They don't think they like cake. Let's go with pie. See what happens.
That is incorrect. We were looking for cake.
Ah, damn it!
So a rare animation miss there from Nazario, but it is 99 heading into Nazario's category. So not a great round there for Gil, but potentially can steal some points for Mr. VHS.
Yeah, Ed, we're just going to stay in the animation realm here when we shift over to his category of animation. So I'll be asking you a question. This one, are you ready, Mr. VHS? Yeah. All right. Starting with the first question in the realm of animation. Who voices Scarlet Spider in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse?
Which one is that one? There's like a million people in that movie. Multiple choice.
All right, he's going to multiple choice. We have A, Andy Samberg, B, Jason Schwartzman, C, Oscar Isaac, or D, John Mulaney.
Okay, I'm going to go with Andy Samberg.
He's going to go with it, and he's going to get that 1 point. It is A, Andy Samberg.
But, I think I'm also going to challenge that.
Okay. What is the challenge, Mr. Montenegro?
I do not think they ever call him the Scarlet Spider in the movie. I think they just call him Ben Reilly. If you had said Ben Reilly, I would have said Andy Samberg.
That is a value challenge. So we will take in the consideration from Mr. Montenegro, and we will be right back with a determination. So, folks, after deliberating, there was merit to VHS's challenge, as according to IMDb, which is the platform we're going to be going with as the official source for this question, it lists the character of Scarlet Spider as Ben Reilly, not as Scarlet Spider. And after discussing it with Mr. VHS, he's decided to just have another question and not take that 1 point. And we're going to go with a new animation question instead. And thus the score is back to 9-9. Hunter?
All right. We'll restart here on this one with a new question number 1 for Mr. VHS, which is, what was the first animated film not produced by Pixar in the decade of the 2010s to win Best Animated Feature?
Rango.
He says Rango. And that is correct for 2 points there.
Huge.
So, big points right there. So moving on to question number 2. Entangled, Flynn Rider takes Rapunzel to a pub called what?
Snuggly Duckling.
He's got it. That is also 2 more points for him. It is correct. All right, question 3. Yeah. What kind of object was Dumbo told was magic? Then if he held in his trunk, he could fly in Dumbo.
A feather.
A feather is the correct answer for 2 points as well. Fourth and final question in the realm of animation. In Finding Nemo, what is the pelican's name that befriended Nemo and assisted Marlin and Dory?
Nigel.
That is a perfect 8 points in this round. That is correct. Nigel is the name of the pelican.
Wow,
so 4 for 4.
We were messing around. We were mentioning Nazario's strengths. Ryan even mentioned how this wheel favored him, considering he just could pick 4 animation categories. And you look at the lead now, 17-9. Hunter, I would say it's close to over, but this is the Dark Knight. We've seen him come back from deficits such as this. And adding to that, we also have right now the speed round.
There's a lot of points because there will be 10 questions in the speed round. Players will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can. If you get a question right, you will gain a point. But if you get one wrong, you will lose the point. So it's very high risk, high reward. Competitors will receive the same set of questions, though.
Mr. VHS, you are leading in the match. Would you like to go first or defer to the Dark Knight?
I'm a man that goes first.
Mr. VHS, are you clear with the rules of the speed round?
Answer, pass, or fuck up and get a point less, right?
Sure.
Well played.
Or some could say passing is a fuck off, but all right, your first question. The clock will begin after I'm done reading the first question. What is the name of the green ghost in Ghostbusters?
Slimer.
In how many films do we see Jennifer Lawrence portray Mystique? In X-Men films, specifically. Or sorry, in
4.
In what state does the indie comedy Clerks take place?
New Jersey.
Name a 90s film with Matt Damon released before Good Will Hunting.
Chasing Amy.
What is the name of the third film in the Austin Powers franchise?
Goldmember. Austin Powers in Goldmember.
What year saw the release of Scream 4, Kung Fu Panda 2, and The Hangover Part 2?
2011.
In which country does T'Challa track down Claw in Black Panther?
Pass.
Spectre's logo is of what animal in the Bond franchise?
Pass.
What year saw the release of The Godfather Part 3?
Pass.
And that is time.
Dark Knight, are you clear with the rules of the speed round?
Yes.
All right, the clock will begin after I'm done reading your first question. What is the name of the green ghost in Ghostbusters?
Okay. Slimer.
In how many films do we see Jennifer Lawrence portray Mystique?
4.
In what state does the indie comedy Clerks take place?
Pass.
Name a 90s film with Matt Damon released before Good Will Hunting.
You keep cutting out.
Name a 90s film with Matt Damon released
You
before
keep cutting
Good Will
out. I
Hunting.
didn't hear that. Pass.
What is the name of the third film in the Austin Powers franchise?
30 seconds.
Austin Powers in Goldmember.
What year saw the release of Scream 4, Kung Fu Panda 2, and The Hangover Part 2?
Pass.
In what country does T'Challa track down Claw in Black Panther?
Pass.
10 seconds.
Spectre's logo is of what animal in the Bond franchise?
Pass.
What year saw the release of The Godfather Part 3?
And that's
1990.
time.
After the end of the speed round, the results are as follows. What is the name of the green ghost in Ghostbusters? We are looking for Slimer. How many films do we see Jennifer Lawrence portray Mystique? We're looking for 4. In what state does the indie comedy Clerks take place? New Jersey. Name a 90s film with Matt Damon released before Good Will Hunting, School Ties, Geronimo, An American Legend, Glory Days, Courage Under Fire, Chasing Amy, The Rainmaker. What is the name of the third film in the Austin Powers franchise? Austin Power in Goldmember. What year saw the release of Scream 4, Kung Fu Panda 2, and The Hangover Part 2? 2011. In what country does T'Challa track down Claw in Black Panther? South Korea. Spectre's logos of what animal in the Bond franchise? An octopus. What year saw the release of The Godfather Part 3? 1990. In which film does Diane Leist play the suburban mother of Winona Ryder, Edward Scissorhands? So, at the end of the speed round, the score is as follows. Nazario taking an even larger lead, 23-13, which means Hunter pretty dire circumstances, even for Batman himself, as Gil must answer all of his directorial questions right, and Nazario must answer all of his wrong to even have a chance and force the match into overtime.
This is what legends are made of still. So, the Clint Eastwood round, the final round where it's all come down to this. Each competitor will choose 3 numbers which all correlate to 3 directors that their correlations were related to. Competitors will receive a 2-point, 3-point, and 5-point question with the numbers they choose correlating to those 3 directors. Competitors will choose which of the 3 directors they've randomly received to correlate each of their questions. They will pick which directors for their 2, and which one for their 3, and which one for their 5. And whoever has the most points at the end of this round will be declared the winner. And if there's a tie at the end of this round, we will go into sudden death overtime. I mean, why not have more drama? Why not?
The Dark Knight said his numbers were 3, 7, and 12. And the directors he got were Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan, Steven Soderbergh. His 2 will be Soderbergh, his 3 Tarantino, and his 5 Christopher Nolan. Nazario chose 1, 2, and 4. He got David Cronenberg, New Age Horror, and Gus Van Sant. His 2 will be in David Cronenberg, his 3 in Gus Van Sant, and his 5 in New Age Horror. We're going to go first to the Dark Knight, and remember, folks, if the Dark Knight misses any of these questions, the match is over. All right, so the Dark Knight, to stay in the ball game. Your 2-point question. What Soderbergh film infamously won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival?
Not 100%. This might be game over, guys. Just still count down for me. Still
3,
count down for me.
2,
Repeat,
1.
please. Geez, this might be it. I'll go Traffic.
And your winner, and still the singles film trivia clash champion of the world, Mr. VHS Nazario Montenegro. The correct answer was Sex, Lies, and Videotape. This is not at all the match we anticipated. A complete blowout as Mr. VHS doesn't have to answer any questions at all in the final round. You are still the champion, Nazario. How are we feeling about the match tonight?
About as expected. Like, this is really not the result that anybody saw coming. I mean, I have this on my shoulder for a reason. People tend to doubt me, and they always say, this guy has just played the one match and he just got lucky. They seem to forget that I went into Money in the Bank and I played 6 people at the same time and I took them all out. Nobody remembers that. But for all the haters that say I've never won a 5-round match, guess what I just did? Sorry, Batman.
You did it in pretty dramatic fashion. 23-13, you scored over 20. The Dark Knight didn't even come close to that. How are you feeling heading into round 3? Because that seemed to be, as it, pretty much always is, the wheel was the determining factor. How did you feel coming into round 3 compared to coming out?
I'll be honest. Coming into round 3, it was a little iffy. It always with the pictures and the names. It's not my strong suit. My strong suit are the cartoons. And I guess the gods liked me today because it was tailor-made for me that round. Actually, I got a little bit more scared going into the next round, the speed round, because English is my second language, so I'm not that fast with the translating in my brain. I already lost the title because of a speed round in another league, and Batman there just shoved 5 points off his difference with Merck in that round. So I was a little more nervous about that one. But once he fucked up the questions, I relaxed.
Hunter, you're a former champion. You held that belt for quite a while. Any questions for Mr. Montenegro?
Well, you did talk about what you've done with the belt since you last won it months ago. What are your plans now with the belt now that the season is over and you are officially holding it until season 4, at the minimum?
I'm going to try cooking waffles while wearing the belt. If it goes well, I'll post some pictures. Other than that, probably put it in a box and just take it out whenever somebody needs a whooping.
There you
You
go.
mentioned season 4. Nazario, this is the first time we're making this public, and I'd like to formally announce it. Look, and as the person who brought you into this league, and as the person who will soon be hanging up the gloves, the trivia gloves, the whiteboard, and the marker, and again, you can keep that belt. You can keep that belt for as long as we have that, that gap between seasons 3 and 4. Keep it. But as I'm hanging up the gloves, and as the fact that I brought you into this league, I created the monster that you are, and the fact that I've never gotten the championship, the singles title. But, my time is coming to an end. I am formally now, and again, it's a long time away, but I'm doing it now because I want you to know, and I want you to be afraid, because I am going to face you for that title. If you beat me, I will retire from the League of Cinephiles. If you beat me, I will never play again. You will retire the host, the man who created the league. But if I beat you, that title is coming off your shoulder, my friend. And the monster that I created will finally be put down.
You know what? If you want me to be Shawn Michaels to your Ric Flair, I'll do it. I have no issue with that. I would think you would like to retire on a win, but if you rather retire on a whooping, I'll gladly do it.
All right, well, I'll be seeing you. Congratulations on the win, but I hope you know that I am coming for that belt.
Cool.
A pretty somber end to what has been an extremely successful and momentous season for yourself. Any thoughts?
I didn't play the way that I played in my past 4 singles matches. 1 and 2 was fine, and the wheel, I got very unlucky, and I don't want to chalk it up to luck, because it's not all luck. There's a lot of thought that goes into every single move that you do in this game. But like, Disney wouldn't have been any better, so it really just the wheel fucked me up for that entire rest of the game. I wouldn't have gotten the Soderbergh ever. And I needed to hit all 3, and the speed round wasn't as on my side. It really just, the round, that wheel changed everything, and I feel like I let so many people down. I know that this is just one match, and you look at the whole season, and I think, shut up a lot of haters. I won the tournament, and I think I'm the only tournament winner that is active, and I think that that's pretty cool, and I'm always gonna have that. I'm always gonna have the duos championship reign, but this was really disappointing.
I can say, Dark Knight, has been a pleasure watching and playing against you. And I think I can speak for everyone else in the league when I say congratulations on a season well fought, and just congratulations on being an utmost just proper just person in general, and for coming into the arena. Every time you play in this league, you come in with the most passion that I've seen in any competitor I've come across, and I've come across quite a few in my time. And hold your head high, because you have quite a lot to celebrate, and you're not there yet. But I've seen competitors rise and fall. One of them is here, Mr. Friesen, and I can see a singles title in your future.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Ryan, we're going to get to you now. Not the result that we anticipated. What are your thoughts as not the biggest fan of Mr. Montenegro?
I'd like to tell you all a little bit about my day, and I will make this quick. Earlier today, I went for a run. It is currently the month of August. I live in Florida. The humidity in Florida right now is 79%. To put that into perspective, that's like running on the planet Arrakis with no one of those suits that recycles water in and out of the Arrakis' body. This title reign of Nazario Montenegro is like running across the planet Arrakis with no stem suit. It is an insult. It should not be happening, but yet it is happening. And I'm not going to keep quiet about it. It's a crock of shit. And honestly, he is a very talented player, but that doesn't give him the right to do the things that he does. So, I don't know what to say anymore.
Mr. Cam, it is the final season, or not the final, it is the finale of season 3. It was your debut in season 3. You've helped us tremendously in the season. So first of all, thank you again for being part of this league and being such a major part of it. But secondly, I think we both should make this announcement, the fact that in season 4, you will formally be putting your hat in the ring for the first time. And possibly even, you will get the chance to fight for that title. And possibly, I hope not, because I want to be in first, face Mr. Montenegro. Any words for every other competitor in the League of Cinephiles in season 4?
Well, first of all, Helmer, I remember I was thinking about this earlier today. I approached you kind of cold when I heard about the league. I kind of approached to say, hey, do you have a spot for me? Knowing full well you probably don't. You didn't, but you gave me a chance behind the desk. I am truly grateful for that. And I have met some very wonderful people in my short time here. It really does mean quite a lot. And I have made some very noticeable errors. I struggle with technology. I struggle with I have various foibles. I am not perfect, I will say that. But one of my main passions is movie trivia. Movies in general, but trivia in general. And the OBJ is ready. The OBJ is ready to step from behind the desk and enter the arena and see what he can do. So I thank you for the opportunity to be an active competitor and behind the desk as well, because I know I'm going to be doing a lot of that too. I'm just very grateful to be here. All you better watch out, because I'm going to steamroll over a lot of people.
So, folks, that's going to do it. Our season 3 finale. Nazario Montenegro, the singles champion, retains his title, beating the Dark Knight Gill 23-13 in what most would consider a blowout victory. Folks, despite the fact that this finale has been fairly somber, I just wanted to thank you all for sticking with us throughout season 3 and throughout. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you for that as well. It has been a tremendous season 3 for us in the League of Cinephiles, bringing you match after match, all the laughs, all the tears, all the tension, sweat, everything. It has been a pleasure, and I can speak for myself, Hunter, Ryan, Dark Knight, Nazario, and everyone else in the league when I say thank you for making the League of Cinephiles season 3 one of the most memorable, one of the most fun experiences I have personally encountered. And we will be seeing you Sunday for our season 3 Eastwoods Awards, in which we will celebrate everything League of Cinephiles related of season 3. Thank you all. We will be seeing you very soon on Sunday and afterwards for season 4. Thank you. Ciao. Thank you so much.